Well, hey, it's me, Pinky. I need to move this, but I'm just going to try to hold on to it. Let's go outside for a minute. I, uh, well, I knew the peace wasn't going to last for long. This morning, bright and early, guess who shows up in my backyard? The livestock board. Just as promised by this bitch across the street. I am so pissed off. And he did say they are too thin. However, he said, I can tell that you have been letting them out to eat, that you buy grain, you have a pile of hay. He says, and I showed up while you were feeding. He says, I know you feed your horses. He says, so let's get a vet out here and find out what's wrong, which is fine with me because I've been trying to get my husband to do that for a while. You know, I'm just so irritated. I can't believe it, you know. And I told him about the whole feud. I told him everything about the guy with the whip and everything. And he was like, I am sorry, he said, and I'm not going to give you a citation or nothing. He said, just get the, and he said, and I looked at these horses in May or March, or May, and that's when I started having problems with it, was in May. And he said, I looked at them and they were, so he said, I just remember going by. He said, I didn't see, I wasn't here on a call, he said, but I remember going by, and he said, and they were a little bit thin, but they were not this thin. And I said, yeah, I know. And I said, and I have it documented on YouTube, every bit of it. I said, you know, for all this time that I've been saying, I don't know what to do, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, you know, and what I've been doing. And he said, I can see they've been eating in the yard. He said, and you are right, you can let them out to eat on the side as long as you're keeping an eye on them. And I said, I know. I said, the only reason this is happening is because you got pissed off because we were right about the fence outlaw. And he said, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, 100%. So, you know, round one. And he said, and yeah, you let them out as much as you want. He said, and if they have a problem, they can call me. And I said, well, I'm sure they will be again. You know, I'm so damn pissed. Oh, and I told him, I said, and he put that fence up this last weekend, and for 3 days in a row, he didn't shut the gate. What was the freaking point? And made it so I still couldn't let him out. You know, I said, finally my son came yesterday, or day before yesterday, and helped us block this all off so that we could just let him out in our yard, you know. And I said, and most of the time they were in the yard anyway. And, anyway, it's ridiculous. And he said they do need to be wormed again. That's why they haven't lost their winter hair, which I diagnosed that days ago, you know. I'm so pissed off. Anyway, my daughter called this morning. Today is the grand jury day. She just was checking in and a little bit emotional, but it's okay. And that's about the size of it, you know, really. Just waiting to hear from her as to how that goes, you know, what she'll find out or when she'll find out. I do not know. Hopefully this evening, you know, she'll know something this evening. And that's it. God, I'm so pissed off. I can't believe that guy. You know, and I told him, I said, my husband's lived on this same spot for 40 years. We own this whole block. I said, we should be able to let our animals eat. You know, nothing should interfere with us feeding these animals. And I said, and he said, well, I like you see, he said, I can tell you feed them. You know, uh, there's grain on the floor in there where I said there was grain, you know, that they had just run out, which they did. I have that documented on YouTube as well. I am just so irritated and pissed off. My husband's not as mad as I am, but I am freaking furious, you know. And I knew there was something, even last night I could feel it was coming when I saw that cop come by so slow. And I thought, yeah, he's talked to the cops. And probably what he did was he talked to the cops, brought the cops' attention to it, and then the cop called, you know, so he can say, I didn't do it. Well, he had everything to do with it. I guarantee he did, you know. Mm. Unbelievable. And he feeds his donkeys every 3 days, I found out. So my son told me that he told him one time when he was going out of town, oh, don't worry about feeding them. We only feed them every 3 days. How did he do that and not kill the damn things is what I'd love to know. Because I feed mine 24 hours a day. God, I'm so irritated. And that hay that I had complained about before, he said it's terrible. And I said, I know it is. He said, don't buy hay from whoever you got that from again. I said, and I told him who we got it from. He said, well, don't buy it no more. He said, it doesn't have enough protein in it, which is true. And I knew that because there just wasn't. Sometimes sticks and rocks and everything else fall out of it. Weighs a ton, and then it, it's full of rocks and stickers, a ton of stickers. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to waste any more time on that bullshit. It's done and over with. I've already called the vet. To call the vet out to make a report, and to do whatever needs to be done, worm him or whatever. He said he'll be back in a week or so and get that report, and I told him no problem. So, it was very nice. Oh, God. I just don't understand people that like to kick you when you're down. Like when you're already having a problem with something, why do they dig in and try to make it worse? It's like why do you pick at a store that is already painful and hurting? It's like he knows I feed those horses. He and I do chores at the same time in the morning. And I told that guy that. I said, I'm out late this morning because I've been avoiding morning chores till after he leaves, I said. And strangely enough, they all got in the truck. I heard 4 doors shut this morning. That's him and the 2 kids and the grandma. 4 doors shut. When I was just getting out of my car, and I thought, oh, they're all leaving. They're up to no good. That's what I was trying to say a few minutes ago. And sure enough, within a half an hour, here he comes. And I saw him going by as I was going out to do chores, and saw that pickup, and I thought, that's a brand inspector. And sure enough, here he comes, Son of a bitch. Hate him. Oh, God, I can't even stop. I gotta stop. All right. We'll do something else. Play with some babies or something. Love ya. Bye.